alone and I'm alive.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, coming to you with another video. Thought I would just check in. Thought I would just drop a video. I've got a couple of articles to talk about, some news, but I just really wanted to touch base, see what's going on with you guys with the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're getting close, man. We are getting close to spring practice. It does begin on Tuesday, March the 23rd. And I just wanted to kind of update you guys on what we're going to be doing from this channel as well. We are going to be covering spring practice pretty heavily. We are going to plan to go live on Tuesday, March the 23rd, that night after the first day of spring practice. And then we're going to do a watch party. The orange and white game is set for April the 24th. It's usually on the SEC network or some random ESPN channel. So we'll get it pulled up. We'll go live. We'll watch that with you guys. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on that. But look, man, I'm getting excited about spring practice. So many questions about this team are going to be answered, and I'm excited. I'm excited going into it to see what shapes up. But as always, before we get into this thing, do me a favor. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up. Destroy it. It's right down below under the video. If you would just hit that little thumbs up, it'll help drive the channel. Greatly appreciate that. But let's get into this thing. What am I going to talk about today? Again, I just wanted to make a video. I wanted to know your excitement level. Where you at? 1 to 10. Put it in the comment section below. Are you excited going into spring practice? Are you a little skeptical? You know, I think we all have questions when it comes to Josh Heupel. But I'm just excited. Wanted to throw this up real quick. It's an article from Bleacher Report, and it's ranking the best coaching hires this offseason. Couple of interesting things that I wanted to look at here. As we pull up the article, and you can pull it up on Bleacher Report or 24/7 Sports and see the full list. But I want to start here. Number 4, Gus Malzahn, UCF, and that's an interesting one for me because look, I was on the Gus bus, as a lot of you were. You wanted Tennessee to go get Gus Malzahn. Once we saw how things were playing out, that's the name we wanted. That's the guy we wanted. Some of you, after the fact, after Josh Heupel was hired, UCF goes and gets Gus Malzahn. You are upset. You're saying, look, UCF upgraded and Tennessee settled. Is that the case? Look, this is just an article. This is just one man's opinion. It is what it is. We're going to have to see how things play out on the field. But when we look at this article, we have Gus Malzahn coming in at number 4 while ranking the best coaching hires. And here at number 3, Josh Heupel at the University of Tennessee. We're not used to being at the top of the list. We're used to being at the bottom. You can go through and continue to look at the article. Auburn at number 2, and then Steve Sarkisian number 1 at Texas, which he could do great things there. He may. I don't know, but that's a gamble. You said you wanted a head coach that was proven, a guy that had been around the block. Sarkisian, we'll see how he plays out at Texas, but I like seeing that Josh Heupel is number 3 at Tennessee. It says 24/7 take. Tennessee went full UCF this offseason, landing the Knights athletic director and head football coach. This is a multi-year plan. That's something we have got to remember. We have got to remember patience. We are not good at that. We struggle as ball fans with patience. We want success. But at the same time, we've been waiting for that success for a long time. So every time we reset, we reboot, our patience is thin. But this is a multi-year plan for the Vols to pull themselves out of the depths of irrelevancy. Whether Heupel can do that remains to be seen. I think that's obviously accurate. It's a wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see how this thing plays out. I'm excited. There are a lot of things about Josh Heupel that I like. Obviously, his offense. And we'll get into that. I mean, I'm excited to see what's going to happen with the quarterback position. I did a video on that. I guess it was last week before, somewhere around in there. There's a lot of talent in the quarterback room, and it's going to be fun to see what Josh Heupel does with that talent, to see a legitimate quarterback competition. We look at the freshman wide receivers from last year, another year to get better, another year to get playing time. Look at Velus Jones, man. Him coming back is huge. He is a playmaker. Him coming back to this Tennessee offense is going to be fantastic. I'm excited. Like I said, things to be excited about with this Josh Heupel coached football team. The Bleacher Report says Heupel's public relations skills far surpass Pruitt, so he's a refreshing change of pace in front of a microphone for a UT fan base that needs positivity. That's something that I keep saying we have to be careful with. Why are a lot of us getting excited? Look, the Indy kid's full. He's full steam ahead. He is all in, and even JP's starting to buy into the hype. And it's funny because JP will turn on him very quickly if we don't see results on the field. But like I said, we have to be careful. He is the complete opposite of Jeremy Pruitt. Well, Jeremy Pruitt was the complete opposite of Butch Jones. So when Jeremy Pruitt was hired, you can go back on this channel and hear our reactions. We were all excited because we had a ball coach. We had a guy that wasn't a used car salesman. He was going to tell it like it is. And he talked about smash mouth football and winning the line of scrimmage. He said everything that an SEC fan, that a Tennessee fan wants to hear. How did that work out? Not very well. 3 wins, worst season ever, NCAA investigation. We know what happened. So we have to be careful when we're talking about Josh Heupel and being a breath of fresh air and a change of pace compared to Jeremy Pruitt. The last thing it says is the bottom line is his high-flying offensive attack could cover a lot of warts, and this team does have a lot of warts, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Bleacher Report goes on to say Tennessee's cupboard is not bare. This team is a year removed from winning 8 games. While it has plenty of holes to fill, Heupel was 28-8 as a head coach at UCF and has spent time as an offensive coordinator at Oklahoma and Missouri. When you talk about holes to fill, I did a video also on, the defensive side of the ball and the linebackers. And if Henry T and Crouch do decide to move on, if they decide to move on and they are no longer a part of this football team. I did a video and I talked about a guy that could make an impact was Aaron Willis. Well, we all saw the news this past week. What happened? 3 Tennessee players suspended indefinitely after being arrested on drug charges in connection with an incident at campus residence hall. Second-year linebacker Martavius French, incoming recruits Aaron Willis and Isaac Washington. Guys, come on. Some of you guys didn't like the video I made talking about Henry T and Crouch and talking about they have every right to transfer. Sure, they do. They do have every right to transfer. That's their God-given right. You do you, man, and I'll do me. All I'm saying is this football team needs more true VFLs. And don't claim to be a VFL when you're moving on. Don't claim that my heart will always be in Tennessee. Don't claim that my home is in Tennessee. If you move on, move on. But when we start looking at the linebacker depth, the inside linebacker depth particularly, this team is going to be in serious, serious trouble on the defensive side of the ball. And some of you in the comment section of that video talked about, maybe the transfer portal would benefit Tennessee when it comes to that position. And maybe they can find somebody to step in at inside linebacker and fill those shoes. But those are big shoes to fill. And I get those of you that say, well, Boogie, this was a 3-7 team. They didn't win. They weren't winners. Good riddance. Move on. Yeah, I agree. Don't get me wrong. I agree with everything that you're saying. But the reality is they were the best of that 3-7 team, and that's why they were on the field. And we got to find a way to replace them, which is going to be difficult. I'm excited. I'm excited about spring practice. I'm excited about some of these position battles. It's going to be fun covering it. Let us know in the comments what you want to see from us. Do you want to see us cover more position groups or just an overall practice report? Like I said, we're going to be going live the first day of spring practice and also for the orange and white game. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss out on that. And also, the Indy Kid, JP, Dauber, they're going to be covering March Madness coming up this weekend. Big game Friday afternoon. So don't miss out. They'll be going live. I've got to talk to them to see, because obviously they all work. So I'm assuming they will be able to go live immediately after the game on Friday. But make sure you tune in. Don't miss out. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know. What are you excited about for spring practice? Look, again, just a short little video. I'm just getting that blood flowing. I am excited. Can't wait for this spring. We'll see how this thing plays out. If anybody wants to help us out, we do have Talkin VAWLS merchandise. The link to that is in the description. Not going to waste a bunch of time sharing that, but that's going to wrap it up for this video. Just a fun little article about ranking the best coaching hires. It's nice to see Tennessee in that top 3. It's nice to see Tennessee up there. And again, Sarkisian, he may do great things at Texas, but I think Josh Heupel can do great things at Tennessee. But we'll have to see how it plays out on the field, because at the end of the day, wins and losses are all that matter. That's going to wrap it up for this video. Again, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. My name is Boogie Bentley for the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
Poets sat in our chains, soaking moonlit falls, unbroken past this inundated orb that we call home. And it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.